that I still have to put into practice. Having said that, most of the things I'll be sharing with you are things that I have done. They are not things I haven't done. If I come across anyone I haven't done, I'll tell you this one I haven't done it. Because maybe I've not been able to really put it into practice, even though I've heard about it. So my note is a bit here and there, but the Lord will help me in Jesus' name. So I said home management is, in simple terms, is a family working together for common purpose. And this is achieved by forming plan of action, sharing of responsibility to organize and control the use of resources. So there are some key words. They are working together. First, family. You may not have family here, but I'm sure maybe you don't think it's only for married people. Even if you're a single person, you have families back home, and by the grace of God, you'll be blessed. You have families as well. So getting to know most of these things is an advantage to you. So family is there, working together, common purpose. There is a common purpose. And for us today, that common purpose is to save, to invest, and this is achieved by forming a plan of action. These things don't just happen by magic. There have to be plans in place. And those plans are the things that we're going to be looking at. What are the plans? What are those things that we will do so that we can achieve this saving, this investment, and what the benefit, and reap the benefit from, the plans of action that we put in place. Sharing of responsibility to organize and control the use of resources. Sharing of responsibility is not something that one person would do. You agree with me that if you're a family, one person is trying to save, the other one is trying to spend. You're not going anywhere. So you have to work together and you have to share these responsibilities, and that is the way you'll be able to achieve all those results, and then to control the use of these resources, what God has blessed you with. So working together as husband and wife, the common purpose to save, the plan of action, all the steps that we need to take, sharing responsibility, which means everyone, father, mother, children, even your guests have a part to play when it comes to this idea of saving. So it's not just you alone. Even when you have guests in the house, they also need to know that they have a role to play. Because you might have guests and they may end up making you lose money, If they come, they leave their lights on, they wash their hand and wash their hand and wash their hand, they don't know that they pay bills. Then you find out that you will just be, by the time your guests leave, you know that your bill has increased. It's not the same. So everybody has a responsibility and has a role to play. And there are certain things that we will suffer if we don't save, if we don't plan. Lack of saving, lack of good home management of resources can lead to significant stress. If we don't get these things right, we'll be stressed. And when you are stressed, there's problem in the home. This can lead to lots of other problems, such as anxiety, depression, strained relationship, insomnia, which is like you can't sleep, and lots more, which is why we are having this discussion to help us prevent things like this. Having said that, I want to take us to understand that there are certain things that we need to do, and I've said here, intentionally managing our resources and finance can go a long way in helping us maximize time, energy, and resources, hereby helping us to have a happy and stress-free home. I'm sure we all want to have a stress-free home. Good management of our resources also helps us to be good stewards. So what we're doing today is in line with God's word. And one of the main things for me growing up that I've cultivated, if you want to save and if you want to manage home properly, is contentment. Sometimes if you're not content with what you have, then you want to either acquire or you will never be happy with what you have. You see most women, they want to get everything. They want to wear the latest. Even when they get that latest, they're still not satisfied. Not just women, even the men. Some homes, they get it and say, oh, it's not enough. It's because there is no contentment. So to achieve this saving, happy home, and good home management, we have to have the spirit of contentment. And I've taken 1 Timothy 6 6 to 7 says, "For godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and we can take nothing out of it." Also, if we look at Romans, remember in Luke 12 verse 15, we should guard against all forms of greed, for our life does not consist in the abundance of possession. Life is not measured by how much you own. Contentment is very important. If we are to enjoy and manage our resources, no matter how much or how small we have. So contentment is very important. And then I also put down here Proverbs 16 verse 8, which says, "Better a little with righteousness than much gain with injustice." We remember the book of Proverbs verse 6 to 8 also tells us about the ants. If ants can prepare, during the dry season, can prepare themselves, how much more we? So we need to know what we need to do to guide ourselves and to be prepared for when we need these things. So I just want to quickly take us through those things that we need to do, money saving ideas, so that will help us, First, in the family, the first thing I would recommend is that you understand your spouse earning, understand how much you both earn. And I'm saying this is something that I did. One of the things that helped myself and my husband was the fact that I knew how much he earned. He did not hide anything from me. He knew how much I earned, and we worked together. And then that's where communication and understanding comes in. If he wants to spend any amount, he will tell me, and I will look at the budget and look at how much do we have. Even when we want to send money to relatives in Nigeria, sometimes you say, "I want to give this person 50K. I say, "No, let's see." It's not just giving one person. Another person will ask, "Can you divide that money? Give this person 20, give that person 30. Because the problem will never finish. But at the end of the day, you will be able to help two people. And then your wife understands, she works with you. But if you think you are being wise and you hide your account from your wife, but you want her own to always come, how much you're earning, but it doesn't help. And like I say again, I'm only telling what I did that worked for me. It may not work for you. Everybody has to understand their family dynamics. So I'm not saying these things are fast and hard rule. Some people know that if their wife sees their money, all they will go for is gold. So for that reason, they will say, no, this one. So that's what I'm saying. For me, this is what worked for me. And just to tell you that, whenever, it's a funny one, whenever me and my husband have any issue, I say this with so much, I don't know the word to use, whether joy or, whenever we have any small quarrel, the first thing we do is, "Can I have my bank card?" He will take all of that from me because he wants me now to come and ask him. And then me too, I was okay, if I'm going to buy something and it's £50, I'll say that it is £100 because I don't want to come asking again. You see, so he thinks he's being wise, but at the same time, he's going to be losing money there because I'm also even wiser. I begin to get more there because one thing I don't like to do is going to ask. And God bless me with a husband that doesn't wait for me to ask, but gives me access to everything. So I just use what I need to use because he knows that this man is not somebody who will lavish the money. I will use it very well. So understanding your spouse's income is very important, and then you can plan together. Then I've also thought about good communication is key in the home if you want to manage your finance well and save money. You both. Okay, another example is both of you can go. If you don't communicate, if there's no communication, the man may go and buy something, the woman will go and buy something. But if you've communicated, you will not replicate. And when this one buy, it will result to waste. So there has to be good communication so that you are both working on the same page. So when doing projects or giving family members help, it's good to communicate so you know how to manage what you have. So I've just shared my experience with you, and for me that's all. And then for those who have children, I'll also advise you that you start saving. This is another thing I did. Having my children in this country, my first son was born in Nigeria, my other girls were born here. The government gives you what is called they give you a voucher, £250 to start with. Things have changed now. Some of those things they don't give to all the children anymore. Before they used to give, from the hospital, they'll give you a pack that has all those things inside, and they'll give you £250. You take that voucher, you go and open an account for the child straight away. It's either called it's a child trust fund. So that way you can begin to put in money for that child, and you cannot have access to that account until that child turns 18. Then a good example is my daughter. So you'll be hearing a lot about my family, sorry. My daughter is going to be 18 in November, and I didn't start straight away from when she was born. I just put that particular 250 and I left it maybe 8 years of, I can't remember exactly when. I started paying it, and by the grace of God, I've just got a letter now. She'll be getting about 2,200 and something pounds. It's like an investment. But having said that, I paid in. I put a direct debit. They are paying me £15 every month. So I pay for 3 of them, 15 pounds. Every month from my account that goes out. So the youngest of them now, who is 13, hopefully by the grace of God, her own will be bigger because of when I started. But thank God this one time. For my son, I didn't do it. So he didn't have anything. Especially at the age of 18, they go to uni. So they need that money, and it will be very helpful, So it's something that I would advise every family to do. Set up an ISA. Even if the government doesn't give you that voucher, start saving as little as £10, £5 every month. Time flies. Before you know it, look at my little baby, 18 already, and you will not regret it. So yeah, I've said for those who have children, start saving for them with as little as £5 to £10 every month, using ISA account, and or child trust fund. Open an account for them, and they will benefit it. Then another thing people do a lot when they come to this country is having credit card. Before we think credit card is bad, it is bad and it is good. Because when you have credit card, if you want to buy houses, this country operates on credit, kind of. When at first I say, which kind of people be this? I don't want your credit. There are certain things you can't get if you don't have credit card. Like if you want to go and take phone now, be paying small. They want to see your credit record. They want to see that you've been buying things and you've been paying, like you've taken cards and you've been able to pay off your debt on those cards. Then that is how they build that trust in you, to know that when they give you, and then when you want to buy houses as well, it's one very thing. If you don't have a credit card, nobody will give you a mortgage. So it's very important, but you have to be in control. You have to know how to manage that credit card. If not, that credit card will put you into so much debt that you'll be thinking, where did I start from? How did I get here? So if you take a credit card, use it wisely. Use it and pay back. The way to pay back, sometimes you get a credit card. I got a credit card for £2,000 or £3,000. Use it, you say, babe, I'll just use £10. Before you know it, one thing or the other, before you know it, £1,000. It's not your money, and you're thinking, how do you pay back? To pay back now will be a problem. You can either set a standing order to be paying back, little by little, but sometimes this credit card comes with a kind of interest-free period. So you can pay back within that interest-free period. I have one now that is running, and the interest-free period is about 18 months or thereabout. Okay? So I'll try and pay off, and I've set it like £100 every month. I put in there so that I will be able to clear it. If you don't clear it within that interest period, you pay that money 10 times. So you really have to clear it within that interest period. However, if you don't clear it within that interest period, what some of us did not know is that you can go and get another credit card from another bank, which is one of the things I did. Remember, I'm not going to tell you what I haven't done. Take another credit card from HSBC, £3,000, cleared the debt in Lloyd's account, and then had a fresh credit card, and a fresh start with this one. And now I'm trying to pay this one off now. But Lloyd's is not charging me interest, because if they charge you interest, you might be paying £100 every month. £70 is going for interest. The only money that you have paid out of that £3,000 you're owing is just £20. And tell me when you finish that debt, you are just enriching the bank. They won't call you, they won't worry you, but you think you're paying. You're not paying them. Your debt is it's going to take you years. So if you are in that situation, seek advice and do what is needful. I think I've only got 30 minutes and I've got a lot to talk about. So, yes. So I've said I've set the old one by getting new one with interest-free period. Remember, the key is interest-free period. Because that interest-free, but if the one that accumulated interest that you have not, that the interest-free period has finished, they are charging you what you have not paid for the past 3 years or how many months interest period they gave you. So you're going to be paying a lot of interest. So try and avoid that, please. So see when your interest period is ending, either clear it or get another one to clear that one and start a fresh one so that you're not in debt. Stock up where there are offers to take advantage and buy one get one free. I used to be a bit upset with my husband when he goes to shop. When I go to shop, I'll be looking at things and he said, "What are you doing? Hurry up, let's go. I'm looking for buy one get one free or buy one get one half price." You know. So, but he will go to shop. He will come back and then he will bring buy one get one. I say, "Where is the second or this one?" He doesn't know. He has just. So sometimes I will go through the shopping, and I'll be so angry. At a point, I had to call myself to order. This man has gone shopping. Just appreciate him and be grateful, because doing such thing could be causing problem in the home, you know. But so I don't really like him doing the shopping. So I like to do my shopping, you know, because you will get all the bargain. So take advantage of things like that. So when you buy one thing on reduce, you can get free almost everything. Yeah. And then the other thing is, my son eats a lot of chicken. So when I go to the shop, some people do budgeting. I don't do budgeting. Some people do lists to go and shop. I don't do lists. And remember, I said, do what works for you. Okay? You don't have to follow my pattern. If I do a list and go to shop, I'll come back. Half of the thing I need, I will not remember. So I just go in, and then I go into shop. There are things that I may not need. I may just go into shop now. I see a school shoe that my daughter will wear in the next 2 years. Just because they put it 2 pounds, I will buy it. Because I know I will need it. And when I need it, I will be buying it for 20, 30 pounds. So why don't get it now and save it? And these children, because they go to school every time, they are scrubbing their leg on the floor. The shoe is good at the top, but the bottom is gone. Water is entering their leg. So I stock up. I just buy it, I throw it in the wardrobe. And the day they will want it, they will just wake up as if you have kept the shop and they say, I need a new shoe. And when you go to the shop to buy it, then you will be able to buy it. So if I see the good price, I buy it and I put it away for when it is needed. If I see chicken is reduced because I know it's something he eats every time, my son he can eat a whole chicken. One day I went to Aldi and they were like, chicken that was supposed to be 5 pounds, they were 2 pounds. I cleared everything. Shop different items from different shops. There are some shops that you go, toiletries, like home bargain. You find out that things like that are cheaper there. You know, if you go to Iceland, you go to Farm Food, so different shops sell different things. So when you go around, try and find out which shop and which items are better and cheaper in certain shop and buy from them. You know, then especially frozen food as well. Iceland is good, but they are becoming expensive as well. So just shop around. Then buy things in bulk and share. You know, we Nigerians sometimes we will buy things. You know, buy yam. You share it between you and somebody else. You know, you buy a box of plantain, you say, rather I'm going to pick it one. You can call 3, 4 of you, and you can decide to buy a box of plantain, box of yam, and you share. You know, even goat meat, whole goat meat you can buy, and you share them, and that will help you to save money. Then the other thing is, learn to cook British food. You are in the UK, you're not in Nigeria, you're not going back to Nigeria. Learn to cook British food. Sometimes you say, oh, their food is tasteless. Spice it up in the way you want it. Learn to make their food. Potato. Just learn to eat potato. You know, and it will save you money because making the British food, making our own food here is not cheap. So try and, you know, learn how to cook British food. I cook British food. I put my salt, I put my pepper. I don't just follow their recipe. I make it the way that it will be sweet and good for me to eat. You know. So, and then for our children as well. If you train up your children eating garri and soup, nobody's going to give them garri and soup in school. You don't want them to go to school and they will give them pasta, give them potato, and they say, I don't want to eat, I want garri and soup. So teach them, the earlier they start eating broccoli, cauliflowers, and all these things, even if you don't like it, please make it for your children. Because those are the things they will eat when they go out there. And it will also make life easy for you. And for us, I remember the first time when we came to the UK, my children would say, after a while, they say, Daddy, why are you eating dinner for breakfast? You wake up in the morning, you want to eat garri. Wake up in the morning, you want to eat rice. Some of us will say, maybe that's loaded. It will carry you through the day. Learn to eat breakfast. So what is breakfast? Bread, tea, simple thing, light stuff like that. You know, if you eat rice in the morning, eat garri in the afternoon, in the yam, you eat yam and plantain. You're gonna be costing a lot of money, especially with the men. I notice that they want to swallow, they want to eat heavy. My house now, 3 months, 2 months, there's no garri, no soup, nobody's asking, nobody's bothered, you know. And yeah, it gets to that stage, you know, even your children, my children now, all of them have denied garri, nobody's talking to garri again. You have to beg them to eat garri and soup. You have to beg them to eat Nigerian food. But I tell them our food is the best. You know, it's not chips, open and all of that. Then quickly, I also say check for new insurance. If you're doing insurance, always, you know, check around. And when you do subscription for something, remember that once your subscription period ends, try and renew it. Because if you don't start a new deal, they're going to be charging you the old price. Maybe when they gave you the deal, it was £30, but the actual price is £60. So immediately that time finished, they'll start charging you £60. When my children I used to pay a lot on Sky. What I paid in Sky, I would have used it to buy house, you know, Sky TV. The subscription will end up, we don't know. They'll start charging me £30. They started with me for 1 year. They'll start charging me £60. And before I would realize it, a lot of money has gone. So please don't make that mistake. When you subscribe to something as it's ending, be aware, renew it so that you're not paying the. So yeah. Then the other thing I said here is claim refund for delay and or cancelled train. I just got to know this one. When you are traveling on the train, if there are delays, claim refund. Just go, if you have the app, check cancellation. It's not all of it that works, but you won't believe it. There was this time I went to London with my family. We spent £100 and something. There was delay. They cancelled our train. We still entered train. We got to London. I clicked the refund button. They gave me back all my money. So I went to London for free. So take advantage of that. Just always check, you know, if you travel and there is a delay or cancellation. I've got so much. Just give me another 2 minutes. Let me just read this. So yeah, use discount vouchers in shopping. When you go shopping, check your receipt. I've been to shop, I've shopped things, and the shopping, the cost of, you know, they say reduce £2. You go and pick it. When you get to the till is not reflecting the price. They'll do it. Sometimes, especially if you buy a lot of things, they will give you receipt, you walk away. One day I went to the shop, I bought that thing because it was reduced. Got to the till, the price they were telling me, I wasn't expecting to pay that price. I said, please, can I see the receipt? I looked at the receipt. My children were like, Mommy, let's go, you're embarrassing us. I said, wait, it's my money. They always say you're embarrassing. I said, wait, I checked. The price, it wasn't the price, it was the original price that was like a lot of money. So I told them no. So they had to, so sometimes don't just walk away. Please check your receipts. Check your receipt. It's very important, you know. So especially when you buy discounted items, the prices may not be reflecting on the till, you know. So make sure, check you are not overpaying on your council tax as well. If you're living, if you're a single person, you're not paying the same tax as somebody who is a family. You get discounts. You know, buy things from charity shop. They are really good. If you have charity shop around you. Use of food banks. Don't think food bank is for poor people. There is this one in my place now. There are some charities, like a church like this now. You can go to some of the shops and they will give you their leftovers. And then on Sundays like this, there are churches in Lancaster that are doing it. On Sundays, like, people will come and pick those things. Oh, thank you, God bless you. Churches will come and they will pick. They'll pick this thing. There's one particular church in Lancaster now. They eat Nando's every day. Nando's chicken, yummy, yummy. You know, because they don't. It's like when they say they cannot recook rice. Well, you and me know that we can cook rice 10 times. We boil and boil again. You know. So yeah, with the chicken. So there are churches doing it now. You meet as a charity organization. They go. They give them that advantage. They bring those things. So don't feel shy. Take advantage. There's one every Monday. I'm supposed to go there, but I have not been able to go. But when I go to their church, they will just pack a lot of fruits. Apple don't expire like that. Eggs don't. So there are things that you can really buy, and that's another one. Freeze items. So yeah, buy from charity shop. Use of food banks as little as £3. You will have a bag full of stock. Ask questions so that you that aspect is so you don't isolate yourself. That's why you have a church community like this. Ask questions, because if you don't ask questions, you'll get things wrong. The other thing I've written here, which I don't really do, I'll confess, is budgeting, if it works for you. Because me, if I budget, I will probably be giving myself headache. So I just work as the day comes and I roll with it. But it doesn't work for everybody. Some people like to have a plan, you budget money for this, money for that. Yeah, I wake up, my daughter woke me the other day, mommy, I have netball, £300. I didn't go last time, it was £600. She wants to go this time. I said, okay. I paid £50 deposit and then I paid another 200 and something pounds. That wasn't in my budget. If I do budgeting. So if I do budgeting, that means there are a lot of things that I will not do. But please, budgeting is good. So little things like switching off lights and other appliances in your home, very important. These days of electricity bill, when you are going out, turn off your heating, because if you don't, by the time you come back, yes, the whole house is hot and warm. Even learn to just sometimes, when the weather is moderate, when Nigeria, you see they will pile up. I think they're just wearing, there are a lot of layers, thermal clothing, so that when they're in the house, every time you are on your heating, especially when this weather, we're already on heating, So, but if we layer up, we'll be able to save electricity. I used to pay, even now, I paid 130, 120 electricity and gas, thereabouts or something. But you won't believe it, last year, December, I paid £400. How much do you earn, to pay such amounts of money? And it depends on the size of your house as well. So to help us save, sometimes we can just turn the heating off, layer up, wear socks, wear the things. You are in the house, yes, very cozy, and you're not wasting electricity. We should teach our children how to off lights, let them know. Because all those things, little things like that, you find out they're costing you money. As I was preparing this, I think the Lord was giving me more ideas, to share with you guys. And while I was talking with my sister, my host, we were talking about it. She has this appliance in her house, and I was like, yeah, this is also a good idea to share. Get appliances that will help you save money. I don't use my very big gas oven anymore. I just use what they call it now, air fryer. So it's not when you're cooking one small thing, you put big oven before it will even heat up and everything. So buy appliances that are efficient. She has something that she used to cook cow leg, shaki, and all these things that will take hours to cook. In 10 minutes, it's ready. It costs you money, but it will also save you money in the long run. So look for appliances that are energy efficient. If you've not bought one, it's good to buy, just when you're buying, so you don't rather than buying or eating from restaurants. These are, eating out should be a treat, make your own meals, make your own packed lunch, take them to work, sandwiches. Then the other thing I would say here is managing our resources and finance can go a long way in helping us maximize time and resources. I think I've said that. So to effectively manage our resources, we have to plan, organize, and assemble our resources. 1 Corinthians 14 says, "For all things should be done decently and in order. Our God is a God of order." So all that I've mentioned above is to help us save and reduce expenses. The part I want to talk about now is don't wait to be rich. There's reward in giving. I've also written here in my acts, we're talking about saving and you're talking about giving. Be a giver. I have been blessed, even when I give, I get a lot of blessing out of it. It comes with its own, it's an investment. When you give, you will not believe it. Some people don't believe, even when they give to church, they think, oh, pastor don't carry money. No, there is a blessing. Don't give that you're giving to the pastor, give that you are giving to God, and he will reward you. He will reward you. So yeah, don't wait to be rich. I thank God for this family. I identify with them, and I'm proud, and I thank God for what God is doing through them. They are givers. They have been a blessing to so many people. Even this ministry, the church might not be full auditorium, but this ministry is a ministry that is there to help people. Especially, for instance, what we are doing today. So be committed, and be part of what God is doing through this ministry. So that as they have helped you, you'll be able to help other people. Investment is not only in what we do for ourselves, but investing in the life of people and helping other people to stand on their feet. Think about other money and way of investing money, in shares, bond, and diversify your income. There are other things apart from your main job that you can do that can give you cash in hand. Avoid waste, avoid waste. Remember, like I said, it's very important to give. Don't wait to be rich. These people haven't waited for them to be rich before they are doing what they are doing. Because if you do that, I don't think it's of any benefit. So I've talked about godliness with contentment, which is very important in whatever we are doing. And I think I've just said here, finally, worship God with your wealth, but don't worship your wealth. Worship God with your wealth, but don't. Finally, as you invest to make money, also remember to invest in God's kingdom. Avoid getting rich quick schemes. You will see all those things. People say, do this, your money will double 10 times. Please avoid them. And when the Lord blesses you, remember to be a blessing to others. I'll just quickly read this last part and I'll finish. And I hope we've learned something today. It's Timothy, 1 Timothy 6:17-19. As for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty, not to set their hope on the uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. They are to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share, thus storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the future, so that they may hold of that which is truly life. Praise the Lord.
I want us to clap our hands for the Lord on behalf of our sister. You will have the mic, we'll just take one or two questions, then the next speaker will